Hello, grade 4. Today's reading lesson was about cause and effect. Okay, we discussed examples from the story that show cause and effect. Okay, the 4 that we discussed are: the lap bar applies force to the riders. When you're riding in a roller coaster, the lap bar that goes across you applies force and pushes against you when you ride. This is the cause. This is why something happens. What happens is the effect. The riders remain in their seats, okay? So that bar pushing against you makes the riders remain in their seat. What happens? The lap bar applies force to the riders. The effect, I'm sorry. Why does it happen? The lap bar applies force to the riders. The effect, what happens is the riders remain in their seats, okay? The next one that we discussed is, in the story, there's a rock, a stone, that bounces across the ground. Okay, this is why it happens. The stone bounces across the ground. What happens because it bounces across the ground? Friction makes the stone stop, okay? So why does it happen? Because it's bouncing across the ground. What happens is the stone stops because of friction. Okay, the next one we discussed is the juggler. The juggler, there are 2 jugglers in our story. One is juggling small balls, and the other juggler is juggling heavy bowling balls, okay? So why something happens is that the juggler is juggling heavy bowling balls, okay? It's because the balls are heavy. What happens is the juggler has to use more force to throw and catch the balls. It's easier to throw and catch the small balls because they weigh less. It's harder and takes more force to throw and catch the big balls because they weigh more. Okay, so why does something happen? Because the juggler is juggling heavy bowling balls. What happens? He has to use more force to throw and catch the balls. All right, the last thing that we talked about is towards the end of our story, where Max, the scientist, pushes Jenny and Johnny down the ramp. Okay? Why does this happen? It happens because he pushes them down the ramp. What happens is that gravity pulls them to the bottom of the ramp, okay? All right, these are the 4 cause and effects that we discussed from the story today. If you have not read the story or you have not watched the video regarding the story, please do that and then take a look back at the cause and effects listed here, okay? Because that will help you understand, okay? All right, grammar video coming right up. Bye-bye. Oh, I forgot one other thing. Let me just get out of here and go back. Here we go. Today we also discussed, I'm sorry, I forgot. We also discussed the genre of our story, okay? And we read on page 36 in our Your Turn practice book. The cause and effect chart that we just completed, is on page 32 in the Your Turn practice book, okay? So the cause and effect chart, page 32, Your Turn practice. Go back and make sure you write that on page 32. This is page 36, also in the Your Turn practice, okay? All right, let's discuss and read about science in a soda bottle. You look bored. I know something fun you can make, Mom said. What? I asked. I'll show you. You need an empty soft drink bottle and a ketchup packet. Mom said as she got the supplies. Put the packet in the bottle and fill the bottle all the way to the top with water. Then close the bottle. When she picked up the bottle and squeezed it, the packet sank. The water pressure squeezes the air in the packet, making it sink. Okay, so they've done a science experiment using a bottle and a pack of ketchup, okay? All right, ketchup is another name for ketchup, okay? All right. So the first question is, how do we know that this is a narrative nonfiction? We know that narrative nonfiction tells a story about a real-life topic and it includes facts and examples, okay? So the example here is the science experiment, and the facts are that water pressure squeezes the air and makes it sink. All right, next question. What text features does the text include? What do we see here other than the writing that helps us understand what we are reading? At the top, we have a heading, Science in a Soda Bottle. Here we have an illustration that shows the mother and her child. And we also have a speech bubble, okay? You can call it a speech bubble. You can call it a speech balloon. Both terms are correct, okay? Heading, illustration, and speech bubble. Next question. What is the heading and how could it be better? Okay, the heading is called Science in a Soda Bottle. This is our heading right here at the top. It's written in bold print. And what could make this heading better is if it gave us more information about the topic, okay? So the answer to our first question, what is the heading? Science in a Soda Bottle. How could it be better? It could be better if it told more about the topic. Okay, we had several suggestions in class today. One student said we could say the science experiment in a soda bottle. Another student said we could say the water pressure experiment in a soda bottle. There were quite a few examples given in class of different types of headings that we could use to give more information. All right, our last question about what we are reading is, what information do the illustration and speech bubble give you? All right, if we go up and we look at the illustration, it's a picture of what the girl and the mom are making. Okay, so it shows us what they are making in the story. And the speech explains what is happening in the experiment. So our illustration shows what the girl and her mom are making, and the speech bubble tells you what is happening in the bottle. Okay? All right, make sure you include these answers in your turn practice book on page 32 for the cause and effect chart, and on page 36 for this page. You can pause the video at any time to write the answers. Okay? And we'll see you on Thursday. Bye-bye.